Hey everyone. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hi Sid. Hi. Yeah, Lisa. I hope I pronounced that right. But hey everyone. It's so funny. He walked right in as soon as I cut my camera on. Hi, Angel. Hey. Hi, everybody. Also, let me know if my music is too loud. Awesome. I can't hear it. Okay, there it is. I just want to make sure it's not too loud. You guys, let me know if my music is too loud. Hi, Serena. Hi. Hey, everybody. How are you guys on this fine evening? Mm-mm-mm. So when I was on earlier, I was just telling some people that I'm still working on getting the live together for TikTok so I can be streaming to TikTok as well as YouTube at the same time. So I don't hear music. Okay, wait, let me see. Can you hear it now? And if not, that's perfectly fine. But I just want to know if the music is you guys are able to hear it. But yes, you guys. So I did want to come on tonight because I said I was going to come on, right? So yeah, I just wanted to come on tonight just to kind of talk about some things as the day has continued to play out. Um, as we know earlier, we did not really have an area to enter into a trade yet. We were like, okay, we still need to see price action develop. And so when it comes to trading the daily SEC method, it's really, really cool because again, market structure is going to let you know what your instrument wants to do. Okay. So earlier today, you see, I want to see what are these. Okay, so that's F. So earlier today, I'm gonna hide these new swings here. But earlier, I had these two swings marked off, right, as my 4-hour previous swing high and swing low for my mark off of my higher time frame. Okay. And so when I had these two levels marked off, that was because I did not have an established like I think at the time this swing was still printing. So it was like this was our most recent, then this was our most recent as well. But once we got established, like once this swing low was established, now I was able to move my previous 4-hour swing low to this low here. Okay. So let me see. And then now this one can be hidden. So as price continues to create new market structure, I want to make sure I'm hiding the right thing. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay. So as price is continuing to make new market structure, you want to adjust your levels. All right. So once I was able to make this my 4-hour previous swing high, my 4-hour previous swing low, I'm sorry. Now this would have been our indication to the downside. Okay. And so when it comes to higher time frame SEC, we always mark our indication on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see. So yeah, we always mark our 4-hour our indication on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. So with that, we always want to then drop down to the 1-hour time frame. Okay. So your 1-hour time frame is then going to show you your correction. Okay. So the 4-hour is where we mark up higher time frame ICC indication. Then we drop down to the 1-hour time frame. So we can observe our correction, right? So of course your correction is going to be when the trend is pulling, when price is going against the trend. Okay. And if you guys remember from earlier, our trading range was bearish. Okay, and I'm gonna go back and show you guys that again. Sorry, TikTok. See, I want to make sure they can see this on here. So there was actually a trade that had just played out I was actually cleaning up, but my husband, he was able to catch it. And I assume some people inside of the chat, inside the Discord, were able to catch it as well. Let me know if you caught the short maybe like 30 minutes ago. Leave it in the comments if you were able to catch it. Mm-mm-mm. But all in all, this is how we're able to visually see what stage of the daily ICC method that we are in on the 1 minute time frame, okay? So we had this correction happening here, right? So price pulling up against the trend. And then if I go back here to my 4 hour time frame, again, I'm always going to mark my highest and lowest point relative to where price currently is, okay? And now at this point, my new lowest point would just be this low, which is technically an equal low. But just to play on semantics, my new external range structure would be here at this low, okay? So again, market structure is still telling me the story, right? We are in this bearish trading range, okay? But of course, sellers have not been able to fully break out of this low, but I always say your support levels and your resistance levels are not brick walls. So, at any point, sellers can continue to push price out to the low to then continue the trend, pushing to the downside, okay? Missed that one. Got you, Serena. Deja Paris. Yes, got it. I'm just talking to say I wish you like I really appreciate you, TD. Thank you, Kazar. I appreciate you as well. TD baby. But yeah, so my trading range is giving me my eyes, right? So now I have two confirmations to go short. I'm in my bearish trading range. And again, you guys, can you hear my music? I just want to make sure it's not too loud. If you can't hear it, that's fine, but just let me know. And this is what I call this, my trading range, because this again gives me my entire synopsis of what I need to be paying attention to. Okay, perfect. So yes, this gives me no, can't hear it. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, this gives me my gauge, right? If we were making lower lows and lower highs on the 4 hour time frame, and this is now, okay, this is showing me sellers are in control at this point in time. Now, if buyers are able to break to the upside and continue pushing higher to break out of this 4 hour external range swing high, we go long, right? But at this point in time, I would still technically be short. Even though on the overscale of MQ right now, we are technically still bullish. Okay. So again, you have to remember price moves in waves. Okay. So there's going to be ebbs and flows. Price is going to go up and go down and all the things. But we have been in an extremely aggressive bullish trend. Okay. But at this point in time, we are getting some pullback and we love that. And, hopefully price will be able to break this swing low here at 28,764, right? So then really shift this bearish to the downside. But again, we're only going to go off of market structure, and that's that. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the 1 hour time frame. So before I move on, does it make sense? My bearish trading range, and then also marking my previous, it's a little static. Maybe it's the fan. We can hear you. Okay, one second. Let me see. Give me 1 second, you guys. I want to make sure. I want to make sure. Okay. See, I have it on my clear mic, so hopefully. Got it. Okay. See, yes, makes sense. Okay, perfect. Well, baby, you just bust through the door as soon as I hit go live. But yes, okay, perfect. So we have our trading range marked off. We also have our previous 4 hour swing high, swing low, which is showing me where we are in higher time frame ICC. So I know what to look for my daily ICC method entries. Okay. So we had this huge push to the downside. This is our indication. Then price pushes against the trend, right? Because again, bearish trading range. So now this is bullish, right? Bullish momentum, price pulling back. But then as we can see, sellers were able to step in, all right? And of course, if price indicates in one direction, what does that mean? Can you guys tell me? If price indicates, what is that telling me? If price indicates in one direction, what is that telling me? Somebody, anybody? And you guys may think some of these questions are very simple. So I always say there's no stupid answer, even if you're wrong, right? Okay. It's letting you know it's going to go in that direction. Yep, that's it. So my question was, if price indicates in a certain direction, what is that telling you? Fashion fetish situation? The bias. So yeah, it's letting you know what direction you want to trade in. Because, and the reason I say it that way instead of just flat out your bias, because there are times where you could be here in a bearish trading range, right? And instead of price indicating to the downside, price indicates to the upside. Yep, that's it, Angel. So whichever direction that price indicates out of, because again, you have to remember price moves in waves, right? So it's just your signal. All right, price indicated in that direction. That's the direction that price more than likely wants to go at this point in time. All right. But like, let's say, for example, if price indicated to the upside, I would still be keeping in mind that my overall bias should be bearish, right? But I will wait for market structure to show me that. But I would logically say, well, I'm temporarily bullish at this point in time until price breaks out of this 4-hour external range swing high. So let me know if that makes sense, heroic Jubilee. And I like to be very technical when it comes to trading concepts, because if I just say, I gotta call him back. If I just say, yeah, that means you're biased, but your higher time frame bias is something completely the opposite. I don't want that to confuse people. So I like to be very like specific, overly specific when I'm explaining different concepts. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's it. Mm-mm-mm. I want it to continue. Yeah, hopefully it continues pushing to the downside, right? So now I'm going to show you guys an entry, okay? So here's indication, correction. So now once we start getting some momentum back to the downside, right? We got this higher low. So I'm going to label these and I'm going to make this bigger as well. So we did get this higher low here. And this is really why you just have to wait for market structure to show you what it wants to do. And this is also why I love the daily SEC method. Okay. And even if a trade doesn't go, it's just like, hey, it is what it is, but we did our part, right? So if anybody can remember, what did I say? Like, what candle comes first if you have a swing low, and what candle comes first if you have a swing high? Anybody? Whoever remembers. This is MQ. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. No, not a doji. Not a doji. Bearish candle first for swing low, bullish candle. Yep. So when you identify your swing highs and swing lows, a really simple, easy way to do this is when you have a swing low, your first candle will be a bearish candle. Okay, so just think sellers are trying to push price lower. Okay. And then for a swing high, there will be a bullish candle first. Okay, because buyers push price higher. All right. So yeah, that was correct. Okay. So being that we were able to see, all right, now we're getting momentum that's back in alignment with our overall indication. That's our signal that price is now continuing. Okay. So as stated, you're able to trade out of your 4 hour and 1 hour swings. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the daily SEC indicator just so we can see things a little more clearly. All right. And as you guys can see, like all of these swings are already marked, right? So let's say for whatever reason, price gets back down to this low and buyers step back in off of this support and put, pop price back to the upside and we get some structure that, we can go long. We will have these swing highs already sitting here, right, for us to trade out of on the 1 minute time frame for the daily SEC method. So essentially the daily SEC method is just you're trading 1 minute entries off of the 1 hour and 4 hour swings in alignment with the trend. Okay, that's like the simplified way to say it. All right. So I'm going to zoom in here to this level at 29,679, right? It's faded out because price has already closed through that swing, right? This was a swing low. Okay. So this right here was a lower low. All right. Because this low is lower than this low up here, right? So this slide, that's a higher low. And then this is a lower low. Okay. So now we're going to drop down to the 1 minute so I can show you guys what this looks like a little more close. So let me check one thing, 8 p.m. All right, so this played out. So price was a little bit choppy here on price was a little bit choppy here on the 1 minute time frame, but I always love to say when it comes to the 1 minute, there's a lot more price action that's happening, right? So I don't really pay too much attention to it because it's like once I see my confirmation, either price is going to go or it isn't. That's really it, right? So anytime you see consolidation on the 1 minute, if you're trading the daily SEC method, you have to trust your setup, period, point blank. All right. If it hits stop loss, that's fine. If price continues, that's fine as well. Okay, so I want to show you guys this up close, right? Because this was the 8 p.m. candle. You see. So yeah, this was the 8 p.m. candle, right? So once price officially broke this swing low here on the 1 hour time frame, this was our 1 minute indication. Okay. Then we got our 1 minute correction. But as you can see, price went above our 30-point stop loss. And if you guys were on here earlier, I was explaining how we do not trade past our 30 points. Okay. Let me see where is my thing. Okay, so yeah, we don't trade if our correction is larger than 30 points. So that's what's really cool about the daily SEC indicator. Because see how these red X's showed up? It's letting us know, okay, this is a no trade as of now. All right. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, so the indicator will automatically let us know this is a no trade, right? So now I'm gonna wait either for a new SEC cycle to play out, a new daily SEC cycle to play out here on the 1 minute, or I'm just gonna leave this level alone. Okay. So let's see. We got a continuation candle, but your continuation is technically your new indication. Okay. So this is a new indication. So now let's see if we get a smaller correction here at our swing. Let me move this back. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So here we got a smaller correction, right? So that new indication, price pulled back, gave us a 1 minute candle closure back above the swing, right? And as we can see, this is smaller than our 30-point stop loss. And then this candle closure here is our continuation candle, right? So this first setup was a no-go. Then we got a new daily ICC cycle that played out. So now this is my signal. I could have entered into this trade. Okay. So I'm going to bounce back and forth because I want the labels to show up. Okay. So yeah, here's the labels now. You can see the indication signal there, the correction signal there, the continuation signal is going to show. But for time being, I'm going to set my limit order for contracts. And let me show you guys that again. So I don't really like to manually place my orders, right? The only thing I like to manually place is my long or short tool. And so all I do is just click the tool and then I click create limit order. And then as you can see, my orders automatically show up wherever I have my long or short tool set. Okay, so I always shoot for a 1 to 2, and my stop loss will be at 30 points, and my TP will be at 60 points. Okay. Can you explain stop loss? I feel like I can't get a handle on certain terms and trade on right now. No problem. I'll circle back to it. Okay. So now that this candle is down here, I'm going to initiate my sell order. Okay. Because of course I assume that price is gonna close down here, right? As we were able to already see. But the only time you want to initiate your order is once you get your continuation candle closure on the 1 minute. All right. So now we're going to wait to get tagged in. So now we're tagged into the trade. Then we're just going to let her play out. And see how price did a lot of consolidating here. Some people may have gotten nervous and closed out, right? But as you guys can see, price did hit RTP of 60 points. Okay. So this was the trade that played out close to 9. So yes, you guys, and when I tell you it's literally that's the daily SEC. Like everything I just showed you on this live is the daily SEC method. How do I know when the correction is over? So you know when the correction is over once your continuation candle closes. That's when you know the correction is over. That's literally it. Love clean trades. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And it's so funny because when my husband called me, he was like, there was a setup coming, but the correction is bigger than 30 points. So I was like, well, okay. And then I just went back to cleaner. And then he called me. He was like, did you catch it? I was like, no. I was like, I put my phone down and went back to cleaner. So, but yes, definitely love clean trades. This was really, really clean. I just tried it and won the trade. Nice. You got in on this setup, Heroic Jubilee? But yes, you guys, the trade was really, really, really clean. And so that's why just patience is the name of the game, right? I don't believe that there were really any other setups today. I don't think. Um, yeah, I don't think there was. Let me see if there was one there. Mm-mm-mm. See, our price was a little choppy here on the 15-minute. Mm-mm. 29,749.50. 29,740. Mm, 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 mm. Do you enter on the 5 minute? I don't. Mm-mm, I don't. Just based off of back testing, I realized a lot of trades I would try to wait for ICC to play out fully on the 5 minute, but it would have already played out on the 1 minute, and then now I just missed the trade. So that's why I only stick with the 1 minute time frame. Mm-hmm. 29,739. I'm trying to see what happened here at this swing. So give me a second, you guys. 29,749.50, and this was 6 p.m. Because there may have been another trade that played out. That's what I'm trying to see. 29,749.50. Okay, so there was there another trade? Did anybody trade at the 29,749.50 level today in the Discord? If anyone knows. Mm-mm-mm. And thank you guys for joining. Thanks for joining, Just Eli, Angel, Shani, Cody. I see you guys here on TikTok as well. Thank you all for joining. Mm-mm-mm. 1 hour swing low. So let's see. This may have been a setup. This price indicated out, gave us a huge correction, new indication, smaller correction, but was that correction smaller than our 30 points? Hmm. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, so yeah, you guys, this may have been another trade that played out as well. So from what I can see, there were two daily SEC setups that played out back to back, actually. Well, let me double check that. Because you got six, we had seven. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, six and seven. Okay. No, not the same trade. Nice, nice. Yes, you guys, that's literally it. I mean, when I tell you a lot of these lives, they're just going to be cookie cutter, straight to the point because the system is the system or the method is the method. And I love to keep things very, very simple, right? If I don't see my confluences, if I don't see clean market structure on a higher time frame, then I do not enter a trade. I just wait for price to show me what it wants to. Okay. So, yes, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Mhm, mhm, mhm. How often are you on live? Love your teaching style. Thank you, Fairy Des. So I will be going on live very often here moving forward, but I will be more so going live inside of the premium Discord. It's only $24.99 a month. Just to, make sure the community is getting what they need. And I will be periodically tuning into. Uh-oh. Thank you for the roses. Thank you. But I will be periodically tuning in here on TikTok and YouTube on these live platforms just to, touch base and all the good things. So, yes, I will be more so doing lives inside of the community. I'm new to futures. What broker do you recommend? So, I love Tradeovate and Ninja Trader. Those are really good brokers that you're able to trade through using prop firms or your own personal account. But yeah, I really, really like them. You can start with less money. Yeah. This morning, Spy didn't have a retest on straight red counts all of 7:30. Okay, I have no clue about Spy, you guys. I am an M&Q girly. One instrument I keep feeling like I want to try to revisit is gold, but gold, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do more back testing with gold. She tends to not respect market structure, so yeah, I'm kind of like if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. But I love M&Q. MES is another really good instrument as well because M&Q and MES kind of move similarly. But yeah, cool. Thanks. No problem. Thanks for joining, Lexi. Let me see. What time should I be marking my chart? You can mark your chart at any time. Anytime that you get on the chart is the time to mark the charts. Okay. So, like, for example, if I were to, let's just randomly pick a spot. Anytime I do try to back test, I'll do a blind back test. This is like a little trick that I like to do. Um, because it's good to not be able to see what's happening before it happens, right? So, yeah. So let me see. So let's say if I wanted to come back here April 29th, 2026. Okay. So if I'm looking here on my chart, very first thing, let's see. We want to mark the highest and lowest point relative to where price currently is, right? So the highest point would be here. And this is just like a random, let's say I got on the charts, it's 2 p.m. I'm just going to click, mark this as my 4-hour external range swing high. And then I'm going to click back here, mark this as my 4-hour external range swing low. Okay. So a really quick little tip is wherever I mark my swing high, I'm looking at where is the external swing that push price to that level. Okay. So yeah, we have this low here. We have all of this stuff happening within here, but all of this is internal range structure. Okay. An internal range structure is going to still give you higher highs and higher lows or lower lows and lower highs, right? Within your external range, swing high and swing low. Okay. So this high here came from this low because this is like a little divot. This is like a little point, right? So your swing lows or your prominent swing lows are going to look like a little V, and your prominent swing highs are going to look like an A. Okay. So this right here would be my new trading range. So can anybody tell me what trading range would this be? Is this bullish or bearish? Mm-mm-mm. Bullish or bearish? This is M&Q. Mm-mm-mm. Someone said add the RSI to your formula, you will be 100. I'll look into that. Thank you for the suggestion. Listen, I would never turn down a suggestion, okay? Fresh boy, so thank you for that. I'll definitely look into it. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Bullish, sorry. Okay, so yep, my overall bias would be bullish. You guys are correct. Mm-hmm. Yep, bullish angel. Mm-hmm. So yes, my overall bias would be bullish, right? But being that I'm sitting here on this 4-hour time frame, we did start to get lower lows and lower highs, right? We got to push up. This is still a lower high. How, Chris, are you asking how is it bullish? Yes. Okay. So it's bullish because my external range, 4-hour swing high and swing low, is showing me that if price continues pushing to the upside, this will be a break of structure that the trend is continuing. Okay. Now, within your trading range, you can get opposing trend direction, right? So as you can see here on the 4-hour, price has started to make these lower lows and lower highs, right? We got another lower high, then we got a little higher low, then we got another lower high, then price looks like it's trying to potentially, continue pushing down, right, to the downside. So even though your overall bias would be bullish, you can still trade in the interim bearish if market structure is showing you that. But it's just keeping in the back of your mind, this is still a bullish range. And as you can see, this candle here broke to the upside. Okay. So just because so let me see, how can I explain it? Just because an area is overall bullish, you can still have a moment where price is trading against that trend or trending against the trend, if that makes sense. But you just still want to keep your eyes on at any point in time if price wants to pop back to the upside because we are still technically bullish, right? Still within this bullish trend. And this is how trading works. You have to be able to visually see everything around your structure, okay? But you're still going to follow what market structure and price action is showing you overall. All right? Mm-mm-mm. Mhm, mhm, mhm. So, like, I could do this for example, right? So, let's say if overall we see that we are in this bullish trading range, okay? So I'm like, okay, technically I'm bullish, but currently, right, based off of, what market structure, but price action is still showing me prices, pumping to the downside. Again, the market moves in waves. It is not moving in straight lines, okay? But I'm still keeping in mind, we got a pretty good chance that buyers are going to continue this trend of continuing to push price higher. Okay. So let's just say hypothetically, I'm on charts, I'm here on the 4 hour time frame. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, overall, I will be bullish, but currently we're bearish, right? So price may continue pumping to the downside. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But I'm just going to mark up the charts and we're going to see what's going to happen next. Okay. So this will be our most recent swing high. This will be our most recent swing low, right? So we got these two candle closures here. Let me see. When it comes to back testing, hold on, let me just double check. Okay, so yeah, that is my swing high. I just wanted to make sure that's the complete swing. Because when you're trading in real time, price action looks a little different. But yes, so this will be my most recent 4 hour, most recent. So I'm going to mark my previous 4 hour swing high and swing low. So this will be my previous 4 hour swing high. And this will be my previous 4 hour swing low. Okay. So based on marking these two levels off, what would this be telling me right now? Would I be taking a trade right now or would I be just, waiting? Somebody let me know. What would I be doing right now? Would I be trying to go short or would I just be waiting for a specific thing to happen? Okay, Sharice said, Serena. Okay, so what would I be waiting for here? Oh, that's her little. Sure. You guys may be able to see my phone a little bit. Is that better? Back to back calls. I can't. Oh, needs to give me 1 second, you guys. Let me see. Waiting for an indication. Okay. So Deja, I will be waiting for an indication because technically where price currently is and where my previous 4 hour swing high and swing low is, I don't have any like a real gauge as to what I should be doing next. So this again is just letting the market show you what it wants to do. Waiting on a candle closure above or below that level. Yep, that's it. I've been trading for 8 months, you guys. Yes, thank you. I lost connection. So these two middle lines are my previous 4 hour swing high and swing low. So we utilize our previous 4 hour swing high and swing low in conjunction with the daily ICC method to mark up our higher time frame ICC so we can see where we are within the higher time frame. So we'll know, okay, is it fine to continue, trading long in alignment with our bullish trading range, or are we in higher time frame correction? So we could look for short opportunities, or if we're in the continuation phase where we can continue to trade long. So the cool thing about the daily SEC method, you can trade the higher time frame indication, the higher time frame correction, and the higher time frame continuation. And technically, your indication is your continuation. So, but yes. So, hey, chill Bob, what's going on? I love service also. Oh no, let me see. I'll answer some of that in a little bit. Okay, you guys. So now our very next 4 hour candle, as we were able to see, was bullish, right? So now this will be an indication to the upside. Okay. Now, of course, there's a lot that's going on. Let me see, within this candle potentially. So yeah, I will mark this off as my new indication. Mm-mm-mm. All right. See. So this is literally while waiting. You just wait. How do you know when to stop for the day? You have to have a set rule for yourself. So if you win 2 trades, be done. If you win one, then lose one, stop. If you lose two, stop. So like you have to have a set number for yourself, but ultimately trading is just self-discipline. Like I can't hold your hand or make you stop when you should probably stop, right? So you just have to have a set number and literally get off the charts once that criteria is met. Okay, Chris? And then also, like, if you're not seeing price clearly, right? So let's say if I got on here and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. That's my sign to not trade. That's my sign to get off the charts. All right. Let's see. Thank you for the roses, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. I would say join my Discord if you've thank you, Hat Boy, for the roses. Thank you. This is MNQ. I know you guys probably can't see it. It's right here too. So these MNQ, it's right there. hmm So after you marked the high and low, are dropping down to 1 minute. Are you waiting for our indication and then dropping down? See? So after you mark one, we're dropping down to 1 minute. After marking the high and low, do you mean the previous high and low? Is that what you mean? Let's see. Because technically, when price started popping up here, so technically, like when price started popping up here to the upside, there may have been some trade opportunities, right? Because we have a high here, we have a high here. We also have, it's kind of like 2 highs sitting here, but there could have been a potential entry point there. So all of this, like anytime price breaks the swing high, it's like, okay, now you can drop down to your 1 hour, right? To then see, are there any swings potentially that would be in alignment with this new indication that's printing on that 4 hour, right? Or if you're more conservative, you can wait. You can say, well, I'm just wait for this 4 hour to print and then I'll trade the correction. So you get to do a lot of different things. So, but yeah, but once price started breaking to the upside, like even here, right? Because on the 1 hour time frame, we had a swing that was printed here. So even though within this 4 hour candle, once price started popping to the upside, we could have potentially had an entry here at this 1 hour swing, a potential entry here at this 1 hour swing, potential entry here, potential entry here. Okay. Could have been a potential entry at one of these swings, even though they're kind of on top of each other. So anytime I have swings that are sitting on top of each other. I'll sometimes just skip those and just, wait for new structure to print. And then also here on the 4 hour time frame, really you could have just traded out of the 4 hour time frame instead of even messing around with these, these doubles kind of sitting on top of each other. Does that answer your question, Angel? This is M and Q, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you for the donut, see it. Thank you for the heart, Chilla. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, thank you. Okay, perfect, perfect. So what I want to do is let's just see, right? I'm going to turn my indicator back on. I know it looks wonky. It looks wonky, you guys, but let's see. And then also, this could have just been a situation where price just kept shooting to the upside. So let's see. Mm-mm-mm. So we have 714, 721, 748. Mm. Then we also had 782. So I'm going to drop down to the 1 minute. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Actually, let me do this. This is the only way I'll really be able to see it. This is the only thing about back testing. It's like the candles are all sitting there. So like in real time, you have a little more time to see what's going on. Price is moving a little slower. So I'm going to circle these areas for these swings. Uh-oh. What am I doing? And then we have this 1 hour swing high here. So yeah, so with the daily SEC method, you're going long at the highs, right? Which could be lower highs or higher highs. And you're going short at the lows, which could be higher lows or lower lows. Okay. And I think we have 4 hour swings there. Then we had a 4 hour swing here. So let's see. Wait. Mm. This is the daily SEC indicator. We do have a few members that are inside of a Girl in Her Futures that are beta testing the indicator right now. Because just we want to make sure it is perfect before we make her live, okay? But she's really, really good. Automatically marks your swings, all the things. This is 6 and then 7 p.m. I guess it's just a preference. People can trade what they want to trade. So yeah. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so as we can see, price indicated out of this swing, right? So I have this rule of thumb. If price indicates out of a swing and does not pull back to that level to correct, I will not trade if price breaks out of the next swing and so on and so forth. Okay. That's just a rule for me because I've come to realize a lot of times price we'll do all of this up here just to then pull back to the previous swing and then give us the correction and then continue higher. So when this happens, like if price indicates out of a swing, right, and just keeps pushing to the upside, I'll then wait for a new 1 hour swing to be made before entering into a daily SEC setup. So for me, I would have had to have waited, we would have had this 1 hour, 2 hours. I would have just waited until we got an established swing here on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so all of this would have been a no trade for me. This is M and Q. All right, you guys. And honestly, you just have to be okay with missing out on trades because, like, up here at this 4 hour swing, and like, there's some times where, like, if price gets to a 4 hour swing, I will trade at that swing because the 4 hour time frame tends to hold more weight. Um, but yeah, but like, even for this one, price indicated out, corrected, continued. She did not pull back and retest, but if you would have used the bus pass, this would have been a winning trade. So actually, let's see before I speak too soon. Let's see, did this come within 5 points? So yeah, if we would have used bus pass here at this 4 hour, this would have been a winning trade. So yes, you guys. Then let's see if I come back up here to this 1 hour time frame. And as you guys can see here, it shows this 1 hour swing high printing, right? So we're gonna pop back over. Now price has bounced off of this high and now has started pushing to the downside. So this would signal to me that I am potentially in my correction phase, right? Or my higher time frame ICC correction phase. So this is when I like to tap into the 15-minute to see if I get a lower high printed. So this is the only time I utilize the 15-minute time frame, is to see if I got a lower high or a higher low, just depending on the trend, right? To signify if my correction or my continuation is starting. So being that here on the 15-minute, I would have been looking, okay, price is having a hard time continuing to push harder. I would have jumped over to the 15-minute and saw, okay, we got a lower high here, right? So this could be my signal that we're getting ready to go into the higher time frame correction. Okay. So let me know if that's making sense for you guys. And so when I was a beginner, I started with MNQ. I started with MNQ and gold. I feel like no beginner should be trading gold, if I'm being completely honest. I know Trades by Side trades gold, so a lot of people want to trade gold, but I feel like you have to really give the charts your time before you try to jump into a big dog like gold, because you can really lose your shirt if you don't know what you're doing. And gold can be very volatile and very unpredictable from what I've experienced. So I would say for beginners, MNQ, but if you want an instrument that's a little slower, I would say trade MES, the S&P 500. And again, you guys, this is not financial advice, but just my opinion. Just my opinion. Okay. Let me hide this. But when I tell you guys, utilizing the higher time frame ICC markup with the daily ICC method, so good. And I always tell people, like, if you're learning from me, you'll have the best experience with MNQ because I'm used to MNQ, so I can give the most points and tips when it comes to MNQ. But other instruments, it's like the daily ICC method works on other instruments, but I just need to do more back testing on other instruments to really be able to share a concrete opinion on them. Yes, you guys. So I really just wanted to jump on because I saw market structure kind of gave us a bit more of a story, like around 8, 9. So I was like, I did tell you guys I was going to come on live later. And of course, I want to stay true to my word. And yes, you guys, did anyone learn anything new tonight? Let me know. Mm-mm-mm. Let me know what's really going on, you guys. I did, yes, looking for indication on 1 hour help. Nice. The simplicity of it all. It is very, very simple. It is very simple. hmm Very extremely. It's really just reading market structure and patience because, of course, in real time, we have this full correction happening, right? But I don't have any swings or anything to trade out of. We just had a continuous push to the downside. So I would have just been waiting for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 hours. But somebody else would have been trying to still get into a trade on the lower time frames to just find something to trade out of. Now, granted, it could have gone great for them, right? But I always say anytime you see like just bearish candles pushing to the downside, there's still a lot that's happening within these candles. Like there are 15 1-minute candles, right, within here. So you have ebbs and flows. You have price pulling back. So if you don't have a distinct area where to place your stop loss to protect yourself, then you're getting stopped out and now you're getting frustrated. Now you're feeling like you don't know how to trade. Now you're blowing accounts. That's why I just say wait for market structure to show you what it wants to do. So sitting on my hands for these 4 or 5 hours, that's perfectly fine with me because I know when the next setup situation comes about, I will feel confident in the trade. I will know that I follow my rules, even if my stop loss gets hit. That is that's the best thing for your psychology. And really the best of the best thing is when your stop loss gets hit, because that's you understanding no trader has a 100% win rate. So you have to be able to take the losses. Okay. You have to be able to take the losses. All right. The way your chart looks is daily type edit. Well, thanks. I guess that's a compliment. That's just the vibes. So yes, you guys. But I did just want to tune in for tonight. As stated, I will be, yes, Serena, risk management as well. Because really trading is just staying in the game. That's it. And I don't like to say the game like we're playing on the charts because it's very serious business, okay? But it's just literally staying in the game as long as you possibly can, right? And if you blow an account, then so be it. Get back up, keep it moving. But and I also say that too because it's like some people will be in an eval for a little bit of time and then they start getting frustrated, but you just have to focus on the process, right? Managing your risk. If you have not blown your account, that's doing more good to your psychology than you understand. Because it's better to hold your account, in my opinion, hold your account for a longer period of time, right? Not blowing it, even if it kind of keeps fluctuating, but that's better on your psychology than continuously blowing account after account after account. And it don't even have to be you don't have a good strategy. It could just be you're over risking, right? But it does something to your psychology when you blow accounts. It really does. You be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to stop. You know how many people stop trading because they blew account after account after account when all they had to do was just self correct and get out of their own way. So, yes, you guys, most definitely my chart being similar. Yeah, it's really easy on the eyes. What time zone are you in? I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. I have a daily loss limit of 150. That's perfect. That's perfect. And then once you guys really get the method down and of course working on your psychology, you'll be able to get into copy trading. And that's like the real cheat code. If you have 5 or 10 accounts and you only make $150 on each account, that's $1,000, $1,500 on the day. So it's like, and especially if you have a pretty good strategy where you have a decent win rate, you guys have no idea. You have no idea. So please, it's just the base hits, 150 per trade, 200 per trade, 250 per trade. And then if you get 2 trades, 3 trades that you win in one day back to back, it's going to add up. But also, if you get set back, you just have to stay in there. Just have to keep going. I'm also learning to appreciate one contract. Yep. Because that one contract, Serena, can turn into 5 as you continue to grow, can turn into 6, can eventually become 10. So that's the way I like to look at it. Because, yeah, I only trade 3 to 4 contracts. And then if my buffer grows, I grow with it. Mm-hmm. Yes, you guys. I literally came in at the right time. I feel like this. I've had my eval for over 2 months. Got you. Yeah, you just have to stay at it. You literally have to stay at it. Mm, mm, mm. And I always go back to it's like trading is something like it's gonna make you earn it. And ultimately, like if you don't respect it, it's gonna show. So it's like you have to earn it and you have to respect the craft. I call trading a craft because it's not just like you really have to respect it. I can't explain it. We're analyzing the charts based off of pattern recognition. So with that, alone, it's like, okay, well, let me just continue paying attention to this pattern. All right. Recognizing what I need to see, where I need to enter, when I need to not be on the charts, and so on and so forth. Let me stick to my rules. Let me follow the plan. Because if I don't, I'll be jumping in and out, losing my shirt. Right. There's people that really lose their livelihoods. Like, I don't think new traders understand that. Like, people go off the deep end because they do not get a hold of themselves. And I just try to really reiterate that. So it doesn't take an amount of time to get multiple accounts to copy trade. Again, trading is a you versus you thing, right? There's people that have been trading for 2 weeks that are already getting 10 prop firm accounts to copy trade. And it's like, it's literally you versus you. So you have to be realistic with yourself. Okay, I feel like I'm getting a good gauge of the strategy that I've been learning for the past, I would say 5 months before even thinking about trying to copy trade, if I'm being honest. Like, you have your strategy, you have a good gauge on it, it's giving you good returns, you're practicing good risk management, and then you can trickle into copy trading, because that also can play a part on your psychology. Because even though you're technically trading one account, if you see you lost $2,500 on the day, if you haven't mentally built up that strength to be able to take that, really, and just understanding, okay, it's really only one account, but seeing that on your P&L is like, oh my goodness, if you're not mentally there yet. So it's like, again, you have to respect the craft. Take your time, build yourself up to that point. Have had enough reps to be able to even stomach that. Okay. So you can go and get as many accounts as you want to at any time, is basically what I'm trying to say. But you don't want to do too much too fast. So if you're brand new, just stick with one account for now. And yes, don't over leverage for sure. Mhm. And actually, I want to show you guys something. I love to show people this. And it's so funny how you can always go back and, pull things up. Let me see if I can find it. I need to put this in a separate folder too. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see if I can find this. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Can I? Here it is. Yeah, I love to show people this. So here's some trades, right, that were taken, but these were all of the back tested trades that I've taken. Back testing, screen recording, all of this is screen recordings. Back testing, really trying to figure this out, giving the charts my time, failing forward, right? And I'm trying to see how I can share this with you guys as well on YouTube. So it's like doing all of this. This isn't even all my videos. I have so many videos also on my iPad as well. I have a crap ton of videos that I save on my hard drive. So when I tell you, girl, what's going in, okay? So if you haven't been given this much time to it, I don't want to hear a thing.
Yeah, and
That was my past eval, but I was just doing a lot.
4 minutes at it.
All of this back in January, just doing a lot, doing a lot, doing a lot. So if you're not doing that, don't even think about copy trading, you guys. You cross so we can run. I like that, Sid. I like that. We all running now. We running now. I love that. But yes. Mm-mm-mm. So let me see. Can you mark up the current 4-hour swing high and swing low range to trade on between M and Q? Sure. I'll do that, you guys, and then I'm going to jump off of here. I really only wanted to be on for like an hour. Of course, I wasn't only going to be on for an hour. I should have known better. I should have known better when I started talking about trading. I can't stop. Oh, I can't stop. And you know what I was supposed to watch tonight? I'm still going to watch it. Hopefully, it's not too late. B2K and who is it? B2K and Pretty Ricky. I'm like, I gotta watch that. That's gonna get my millennial self dancing. So helpful. Well, I'm glad, Kenyatta. Where's the best place to learn what trades to learn? The best place to learn is inside of Girl and Her Futures. Because ultimately you're going to know what's going to be the best trade to put money on. I can't tell you that. You're so welcome, Fairy Dust. No problem. I love B2K growing up. I heard they have a versus tonight. So I'm like, ooh, I gotta see what's going on. I gotta see what's happening. We love that. I wonder. I have so many old markings. I need to delete all of this stuff. Okay. So yeah, so here for my 4-hour time frame, right? I'm going to look at what has structure been printing on the 4-hour, right? So 4-hour was given lower lows and lower highs, okay? Now, we have our external range structure, and then we have our internal range structure, right? So very first thing that I would do here, being that we were getting lower lows and lower highs, well, this was a higher low. Well, it's kind of like an equal higher low, yeah. But being that we were getting lower highs, right, and then eventually lower lows here on the 4-hour, this would have been my signal, marking off my highest point, okay? And I always do this relative to where price is. So being that price is here currently, my highest point to where price is all the way up here, okay? It's not going to be here because this is internal structure. So being able to identify internal structure versus external structure is going to help you tremendously, okay? So, and this is the reverse of what I was explaining earlier, like when I marked my swing high for an uptrend, you know, where the price come from for price to push up to that swing high, right? So then that's when I will mark my swing low. But being that sellers were pushing price to the downside, it's just the reverse, okay? So up here we have sellers sitting at the high, but then where did these sellers end up pushing price down to, which would be this low here, okay? So again, it's relative. You can mark this as your lowest point relative to where price is, or you can mark this as your lowest point, okay? So then you mark that. There we go. 4-hour external swing low. So now that we have that marked off, right? Our most recent swing high will be here. Our most recent swing low will be here. So then my previous, so this is where I'm shifting into marking my higher time frame SEC. Okay, so everything is a building block that's getting us to the daily SEC method. So now I will mark my previous 4-hour swing high back here. Because I'm trying to see, are we getting an indication to the upside or an indication to the downside in alignment with this bearish trading range that we're sitting in? Okay. And you guys are going to understand these videos are going to become redundant because I'm a boring trader. I stick with the rules. I do the same thing every single time. All right. And let me know over here on TikTok. Are you guys learning anything new? Let me know. Let me know. That keeps me going. You guys got to fuel the flame. But yeah, so essentially this is it. So now we're either gonna get a break to this downside, right? And price is going to continue pushing further down. Okay. And then also when it comes to, actually, let me see. Could be a setup coming, actually. Yeah, there could be a setup coming up. Because here, this would be our indication. And I'm gonna hurry up and drop down so I can check. This will be our indication. This pullback would have been our correction. So if I drop down to the 1 hour. So indication, correction. And right now we're in the continuation phase. So being that we're in the continuation phase, I would be perfectly fine with going short. Now, the only thing that I would be keeping in the back of my mind is the fact that buyers were able to push price to the upside twice down here at this low. Okay. So can price pop back to the upside again? Yes, it can. But currently at this time, we are bearish at this point in time. Okay. So to go short here, that will be perfectly fine. So yes, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. So let's see. Can we potentially be getting a trade here? Let's see. Let's see. So this here will be support. Buyers are kind of holding strong here, so we will have to just see what's going to happen. But I always say your support and resistance levels are not brick walls. Price can still break through. Is this making sense for everyone? How do you determine internal and external structure? I would have marked the other high. You would have marked which other high? You would have marked, let me see. You would have marked this high here. Lachey. So if you would have marked this high here, this is just the tunnel range structure because anytime you first look at the charts, I always say your swing highs or your external range swing highs and swing lows are more prominent. So up here, we got these two candles sitting by themselves. This swing high, this is a prominent swing, right? And it's further from price. This right here is like closest to price, right? But this swing up here is furthest. Well, it's like closest, but it's a higher distance from where price currently is. So this is like a higher point than this point, if that makes sense. And then also like for this low here, this low is the lowest point relative to where price currently is. Even though we have a swing low here, but these are like equal lows. So the more that you're on the charts, your eye will adjust to how you need to look at things. So yes. And my biggest thing is like, even if you were to mark this, and this is why I also say marking up your charts can be subjective, because even if, let's say you did mark this swing here, right? So let's say, because technically this would be a resistance level because sellers stepped in and pushed price aggressively to the downside. So like here, what is the 4 hour? But let's just play on semantics, right? But you could still mark this level off, right? And if buyers were to step back in at this low to push price to the upside and close above this 4 hour swing here, where sellers were able to push price aggressively to the downside, now this could act as a support for price to then continue pushing to the upside. So you wouldn't be wrong to mark this off, but just for the bigger picture, marking my external range structure, swing high and swing low, gives me more vision. If here on the 4 hour time frame, I get, a swing out of this high, and then I get a higher low printed, that's signaling to me, okay, we're definitely continuing bullish. All right. But being that this high and this low is still signaling to me that I am within my bearish trading range, price could still want to continue pushing to the downside, if that makes sense. No problem, Lachey. No problem at all. So I'm trying to see because she getting close down here, you guys. So I'm gonna put my indicator on so we can see a little closer what's happening. All right, so see how my swing level popped up, and this is showing me that my 1 hour and 4 hour swings are kind of like sitting down here. See, up here's my 1 hour swing low, but also my 4 hour. Uh-oh, make sure everyone can see. So yeah, my 4 hour swing low is sitting at the same exact spot as the 1 hour swing low. Okay. And this is why I also say it's completely up to you, because somebody else may go, yeah, I'm comfortable with, going short here, right? We're on the higher time frame. I see continuation, prices continuing to the downside. Let's see what's going to happen. But somebody else may say, well, buyers were able to defend this level 2 previous times. I'm going to wait. There's no right or wrong. So even if you were to wait, and let's say the daily SEC method plays out on the 1 minute time frame, that's okay. Like, you have to be okay with whatever choice you make. Or if the daily SEC method plays out here, but then pulls back to hit our stop loss because buyers were strong at this low, that's okay as well. But you just have to follow whatever rule makes the most sense for you. Okay? Mm-mm-mm. Let me know if that's making sense for everyone. And see how I'm kind of bouncing around from time frame to time frame? We already have our hard time frame markup set. So now it would just be me waiting to see, okay, if I decide I'm going to enter this trade, cool. Then I would just be waiting for my 3 candle confirmations, which would be my indication to the downside, right, on the 1 minute, my correction, which would be my 1 minute candle closure back above the swing, and then my continuation candle closure on the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Like, when I tell y'all have no idea. The sauce that's being given on this live, no idea at all. Thanks for joining. Yes, is this the 1 hour chart? Yes, it is. No, this is the 1 minute. I'm sorry. This frame here is the 1 minute time frame. I enter my trades on the 1 minute. And always remember, when the correction ended when it comes to trading the daily SEC method. Once you get a candle closure back in alignment with the trend. So your correction is still happening before you get your 1 minute candle closure back below the swing. In this case, because we're pulling to the downside. Do you save lives? Yeah, so my lives are saved, and also this live is going to be saved inside of on the YouTube channel. So if you go to A Girl in Her Futures, the live will be saved there. And let me know here inside of the my YouTube chat. Are you guys following? You guys are a little quiet, so let me know. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so price is getting close down here. So what I like to do, I will already have my little, in this case, my short tool. I'll already have this sitting here. So I can already see, okay, price do what I need her to do. I'll already be able to visually see where I would need to set my orders. Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave that. What's this doing? And sometimes when these levels are holding strong, price may play around down here. So she closed right above the level, right? Didn't give us a true indication. then pull right back up. But we may still get an indication cable closure below here. So we're just gonna wait and see. Here. Thank you. You're an angel. No problem, Josephine. And also, I would say if price plays around down here, and let's say we're not able to actually execute a trade this evening, um, I would still want you guys to keep an eye on this level. And this level is 29,317. Invite to join as a guest. TikTok keeps asking me to have people join as a guest. I don't know why. It's like literally so many people are saying join as a guest. So let me come over here. So I would like to. Let's see. Is she gonna close below? 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna go grab my iPad. Give me 1 second. Mhm. All right, you guys. So in this case, we got our indication. Okay. Okay. So let me see if it's gonna pop up. I think isn't showing. So we can come back over here to the 1 hour. We can kind of see what's going on. Okay. Now let's see if we're going to get our correction candle closure, which will be our 1 minute candle closure back above the swing. All right, so she's trying. Looks like she's gonna give us, okay, there's the correction. Oh, so now I'm gonna have my orders sitting here waiting for the continuation candle closure. Mhm. All right, so 29 seconds. 19 seconds. So let's see, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so being that we're getting a candle closure below the swing, this is when I would initiate my sell limit order. Okay. So now we just be waiting to see is price gonna pull back to tag again. Is she gonna do it? And so again, you just have to be perfectly fine with entering the trade, or if you want to wait because it looks like buyers may be kind of strong at this low. But yeah, now we just wait to see if we're gonna get tagged in or is price just gonna leave us. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I see. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you guys were getting a lot of trades tonight. I love that. Now she just needs to pull back and tag us in. See. Let me move this one for a little bit. So yes, you see. Got my sale limit order in. This right here, daily ICC. So we got our indication, 1 minute candle closure. Then we got our correction, 1 minute candle closure, right? Smaller than our 30-point stop. And then we got our continuation, 1 minute candle closure. So these three confirmations are my signal to enter. So that's when I initiate my limit order. I don't know why my it's like my indicator isn't showing my ICC icon. So she's pushing. What if it's not trending? So if price isn't trending on a higher time frame, we wouldn't trade. We wait for market structure to start trending again. So it's literally just patience, right? If the market isn't doing what I need it to do, I'm not getting in it. And so price is making its way further down, right? But this is the thing about the charts. Price can do all of this pushing down and still pull to the upside, tag us in, and then pop back to the downside again. Okay. So yes, you guys. Let's see. Something like that. But then it's also keeping in mind as well. We got these support levels down here. So price, could pop back up and keep going higher. But currently at this point in time, we are bearish. Your support levels are now brick walls. So that's why risk management is the name of the game. And the only time I would just scrap this trade is if price were to push down significantly, like an absorbent amount of points, then I'll just make the decision. I'll just wait for the next setup. Okay. So yes, you guys. What time do you find bias? Anytime that I get on the charts, I'm able to identify what the potential bias is going to be. And this live will be saved on my YouTube. And also I do go over all of my trading concepts inside of my Discord. So you guys can, join the Discord. There's a 7-day free trial to try it out. You can go to dailyscott.com or you can click the link in my bio as well. Yes, you guys. I left at the altar. I'm over here looking at my Discord right now. She pushed all the way down our TP, but did not come get us. But yes, also let me know if you guys are enjoying trading live with Daily. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. Oh, that's low. Here we go. Absolutely. So the bus pass would essentially be, see how I have my TP here, right? But let's say instead of, see, I don't want to move that. Well, I can move down a little bit. So let's say if I was like, I'll let price get back at least 5 points, right? If price comes back within this 5 point range, it could then tag me in. So like my entry, instead of it being at the swing level, it would be 5 points lower in this case, right? To tag me into the trade. But now, of course, my new stop loss would be 35 points. No biggie. But essentially, that is your bus pass. It's just getting into the trade 5 points earlier. Oh, what am I doing? So yeah, 1725. So that's all that the bus pass is. I love this show live. Thank you. Seeing your method in real time is amazing. Yes, it is. It really is. I'm glad that Price is giving us something so I can show you guys the meat and potatoes. Oh my gosh. So yes, you guys, but I'm gonna hold it. If it tags me in, great. And we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. This is gonna be like our first live trade situation, so I'm gonna see it through. And like we say inside of Growing Her Futures, either TP or stop loss. But always make sure you're managing your risk, you guys. But as you can see, our daily SEC method played out in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, right? Now, us waiting to get tagged into the trade is taking a little bit of time, but we already have our confirmation after 4 minutes. So when I tell you guys, I love the daily SEC method. And that's why I tell people, like, you can't look anywhere else to figure this out. Like, nobody else's videos is going to give you this sauce, okay? Value for real. Is this the 1 minute? Yes, it is. This is the 1 minute time frame. I only enter my trades based off of the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so if the 1 hour closed through it, then this trade is no longer valid. So let me just show you guys. Let's see. Yep, we got a new 1 hour candle. So I would take this trade off. So if this trade would have came back and tagged us in before, what is it, 11 p.m.? Oh my gosh, it's 11. But yeah, price would have pulled back and tagged us in before 11. We would have been great, right? Would have been gravy. Still in there. Boom. Now we can just ride the trade to TP. So at this point, I would take this trade off. So I'm going to take it off of my paper trade and also off of my personal account. So yeah, but essentially that's the daily SEC method, you guys. So you guys got to see the concept play out in real time, just price left us. But yeah, but when she comes back to grab us, we just ride her right on down. Exactly what we just witnessed. So yes, you guys, I'm really glad that that played out like that, even though it didn't grab us, but you guys still got to see the concept. Mm-mm-mm. So let me know if this helped anyone at all before we close out and get out of here so we can go enjoy our night. And thank you for letting me know this, Serena. It great helps anything. You're so welcome. Mm, 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 Yes, you have a good night as well. But yes, you guys, so I hope everyone enjoyed their time here with the girl and her futures. We went over the daily SEC method, how to mark up the higher time frames, and all of that jazz. So yeah, I definitely hope you guys learned something new. Of course, having access to me, being able to really indulge into the daily SEC method, you guys definitely want to join the Discord. We have a 7-day free trial. We do have a free side and the premium side, but I just say get inside of the ecosystem so you can just really lock in, right? When you're around people that are automatically doing what you're doing, bar none, 10 out of 10. Okay. So yes, if you enjoyed this live tonight, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all those good things. Definitely, again, join the Discord community. So you guys don't miss another session because again, I will be doing more of my live streams inside of a girl in her futures premium community, just really cultivating the community, making sure everyone is getting what they need. But I will be periodically jumping on to, all of my platforms just to kind of share some things with everyone as well. And yes, see. But ultimately, as we were able to see tonight, just make sure you're sticking with the plan. Sticking with the plan, only going off of market structure and price action. As you guys were able to see, we were able to get in position to enter this trade with no indicators, no extra anything, just patience and waiting. That's really it. And of course, sometimes price is going to leave you, and that's perfectly fine. You're still in the game to get to trade another day. That's what it is. Okay. So yes, you guys, with that being said, I love you all. I thank you guys for being here. Um, and I hope you all learned something new tonight. The more that you show up for yourself, the more that things are going to click. So I'm just excited for everyone here because I was in your shoes not too long ago when you really think about it. So this that just shows you a testament as to what's possible. But as I always like to say, we still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot of growing to do and all of those things. But I hope everyone has an amazing night. And I will see you all in the next video. And as always, plan, trade, and continue to grow. So I hope you all have an amazing night. And I will talk to you all soon. Peace.